This talk will be about the teeth and expressing boundaries. This is a super simple, straightforward topic. The teeth and the jaw have one very straightforward trauma construct. It's this trauma of not being able to bite, which can be physical, it can be conceptual, it can be based on self devaluation. For example, that's the difference between the jaw and the teeth. The construct around the jaw is I'm not able to bite. I devalue myself because I'm not able to bite. My teeth don't work. My jaw doesn't work. I'm not smart enough. I'm not strong enough to defend my boundaries. It's about self devaluation. The individual teeth are just about this concept of not being able to bite situationally. You're a dog stuck at the end of a leash getting teased, and you just can't bite the person in front of you. The front teeth and the back teeth have two different kind of conceptual setups. The front is about not being able to snap. So let's say you're walking down a hallway at work and one of the coworkers just flips you off and says something nasty, and because you're at work and maybe they're your manager, etc., you can't bite. You can't snap back at them to defend your territories. And because it's such a fleeting thing, it's going to traumatize the front teeth not being able to snap. Whereas, let's say you were stuck sharing an office with a coworker who was really passive aggressive, and you felt like you really just wanted to grind him down, and you really wanted to like bite him and get him out of there. This is the kind of setup that would traumatize the back teeth. The jaw itself is about maybe you're stuck with a supervisor and you're not able to bite because they outrank you, because you feel like you haven't excelled in your career. You don't have the ability to bite them because you're not smart enough, you're not strong enough, etc. That's what kind of traumatizes the jaw. So it's really shocking, but it does seem like cavities are an adaptive program to change the teeth tissue, to remodel the teeth tissue to make it stronger. But since they're quite psychobiologically active, it can cause the kind of inverse effect as the program shuts on and off. So, they say that there's this archetype that only nice people get cavities, that mean people don't get cavities. And the one thing I can say about cavities is they do not seem correlated to dental health status. You'll see homeless people with perfect teeth who never brush their teeth, and you'll see people who brush and floss every day and still have a mouthful of cavities. This concept that they're caused by sugar or bad diet, etc., it just does not seem to be evidence-based. There seems to be a missing link, and in my perspective, that link is psychobiological in nature. So the concept is that cavities are trauma construct based, and when you reintegrate the construct correctly, the physical manifestation of this construct will reintegrate and heal physically, and should heal quite rapidly. Therefore, that indicates that by reintegrating trauma constructs around the teeth, you should be able to remineralize your teeth. And, I didn't think this was possible until it happened to me. I had a bite conflict in the lower jaw, front of the teeth, not being able to snap at somebody. It was a really intensive conflict just because it was a difficult time and due to the circumstances. And when I reintegrated it, I felt kind of my teeth buzz. And in that area where I felt the buzzing previously, my tongue couldn't stop pressing against the back teeth. And it ended up kind of wearing the enamel away because I did it, over the course of a year or two repetitively. I kept pressing against the back of my teeth, pressing against the back of my teeth. And I found out when I reintegrated this trauma, I no longer had the urge to press my tongue against the back of my teeth. I was subconsciously trying to maybe metaphorically strengthen my teeth that had this trauma construct. But the interesting part is when I woke up the next day, my enamel was fully remineralized on my back teeth. Within 24 hours, my enamel went to being rubbed away and rough to being smooth and totally repaired. And it really caught me off guard because I thought this would be like a much longer term process. And when I woke up, I could taste that the kind of ionic balance in my mouth was really thrown off. I had previously done experiments with compounds for demineralization, different natural compounds you can take to break down calcium mineralization in the body. And experimenting with those compounds, I accidentally triggered demineralization of my teeth, and you can taste it. You can taste it when teeth are remodeling because the ionic balance is totally different in your mouth, and you almost get this taste like there's pennies in your mouth or something like that. Anyway, after reintegrating this pretty severe trauma affecting my back teeth, I woke up the next day with my mouth full of that kind of somewhat metallic taste, and my teeth had fully remineralized. So this is possible. It seems like in the kind of general study of German new medicine, they say that the remineralization process can be quite traumatic. You can have toothaches, you can have swelling, you can have like really brutal pain, which can be quite dangerous with bacteria built up. So it's something that should be approached cautiously and with professional help, but the potential does seem to be there to remineralize teeth psychobiologically. Now, another topic that is not really talked about is the concept of entities and teeth. Teeth are super psychobiologically active and highly conceptual. And what can happen if you have dental trauma, particularly if you have to get dental work done with, I don't know, with poor anesthesia, they didn't numb your teeth properly. You build up this huge sensory load if you have a trauma like that, and it's just so much pain, and it's a very sharp kind of squealing pain of the drills, and it's very piercing to your sensory system. The dental pain itself is very piercing. The way that dental drills work, they're quite loud and piercing, and the concept of a dentist and the dentist chair, it can seem quite alien. This guy in a white jacket poking around your mouth and lights shining on your face, and all of this sensory experience combined together is too much for the body to handle, particularly if there's multiple dental traumas in the same kind of time period or in the same, for example, dentist's office. So this sensory kind of experience will do what it normally does when it's too much for the body to store in a trauma construct. It'll compress it down into an archetype and either self-assemble an entity by kind of giving life to the sensory information, or allowing in an external entity that matches the kind of sensory blueprint, that matches the landing pad of the archetype. And you can develop entities inside of teeth which kind of causes decaying dental issues. It causes what you might consider rot in your mouth, and very often this is just sensory information which is so red hot and so difficult for the body to reintegrate that it self-assembles it into entities, parasites, toxicity, etc.